Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting video. It's a 2 looks 1 palette using the Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar palette. This came out ages ago. It's been in my collection for a while now. It's a gorgeous grungy neutral smoky kind of palette. If I'm gonna go neutral, I tend to go with these kind of colors as well. Just really beautiful, nice kind of mauvey tones, but these like pops of gold bronze which really like offset the mauviness of the palette. I love this palette. I really loved it in my first impression, so I'm excited to get into this 2 looks, see what else I can kind of do with it. Yeah, I'm excited to get a bit more creative with it, see what else we can do with this palette, see what sort of looks I can create. This is look number 1 and we're going to do probably something smoky as well for look number 2 as well. But before we get into the actual tutorial for this look, my Instagram is linked down below where I post all the up close pictures of my eyeballs and my face ball, and my TikTok is linked down below where I post a little bit extra content over there if you want to go give both of those a follow. I think that's everything. I don't think I have anything else to say for the intro. Nice quick little intro, but let's get into look number 1. Okay, so let's start the first look using the gorgeous Wild Jaguar palette from Huda Beauty. We're gonna go, I'm gonna pull this up down so I don't blind you guys. We are gonna go for smoky liner. Yes, I'm probably gonna use mostly this. I may use a little bit of this burgundy shade to kind of warm it a little bit, but I'm mostly gonna use them too. I think I probably will use it because it's quite grey. And then I really want to use this gorgeous duochrome in the middle. It kind of goes from like a grey to a purple to a slight bit of gold as well. And yeah, we're going to do a smoky liner. That's what I really want to do. My skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on. I've also got my cheeks done because I just felt like doing them before it started, and I'm actually so happy with how my skin turned out. It's NARS Sheer Glow forever and always. But yeah, that's what we have on. It's all listed down below if you want to know what I use, but I'll go through my cheeks towards the end of this look. Okay, so we're starting off with a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 11 brush, which is like a chunky angle brush. I wouldn't normally use this for a liner, but because we're doing a smoky liner, I don't really mind. I'm just trying to map out a general shape, and I'm going to use the black, this one here, just to see how dark it goes, and also I want to map it out with this, and I'm going to smudge that out. And I'm just picking up a little bit at a time, just kind of stamping my brush in as opposed to like swirling it around, just so I don't get too much fallout. But we're just going to basically map out a nice liner. I usually start my liners by doing my line across the eye, just in a general shape. And because this is smoky, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't really matter how thick you go unless you want it really thin. I like a thick liner, so I don't really mind, because I'm going to be smudging this up and all that, up and out and all that kind of stuff. So once I've got like a line across the eye, I will start mapping out my wing as long as you want it to be, and then just draw it back in again. Doesn't have to be perfect, just once it's in a general shape. I'm also going to take that same shade and I'm just going to run that along my lower lash, connecting to the wing. So make sure you do your wing down far enough that it connects, and I'm just going to do this about halfway across. So just like that, just to kind of frame around the eye. Okay, so now I am going to use that burgundy shade here, this one. It's kind of like a muted burgundy, and I'm going to take that on a Real Techniques shading brush, just like a small little stubby fluffy brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that at a time, and we're just going to start blending out the edge of that black, just so we start getting a little bit of a blurred line here. And then as I start getting out to this wing, I'm just going along the edge of the wing, but I'm also pulling it out a little bit further. You can kind of chop and change if you want to do the technique where you clean up the edge. I don't like the bottom edge to be too clean though. I like if my top edge is blurred, I like my bottom edge to be blurred as well. And I may even use that kind of neutral shade just over the top part of my lid, just to kind of knock back any of the veiny colours that are coming through. I'm going to take that same burgundy shade on a BH Cosmetics Rose Gold number 10, just small little pencil brush, and we're just going to run this along the edge of this darker lower lash. I'm also pulling it in now with that shade a little bit more, just again to frame the eye, but I want it to kind of gradiate from outwards inwards. And then again out here at this wing, I'm just going to blur that edge as well. This is like a dramatic smoky wing as opposed to like the kind of slightly smoky little glam like cat wing, that kind of thing. This is like your grungy wing. Okay, so now I'm going to take that neutral shade here. I'm just taking this on a 6SS from Inglot, just a big fluffy brush, and I just want to do a dust of this across the actual lid. If your edges are harsh at all, this is your point to blend it out with that neutral, just so that it looks like it's blending into your skin. But I more so want it for like all up here where I'm not really going to be applying much colour. Okay, so I do want to add that little bit of duochrome, kind of more on the inner, say half or third of the lid, and I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer for that. I'm going to take on a small little flat brush. This is one I just got off eBay, and I'm popping it onto the brush because I want a little bit, well, I say a little bit of control. I kind of want a little bit of a scattered effect with this sort of shimmer. So I'm not going to take much. I'm going to take just the tiniest little bit of the glitter primer. That's even a bit too much, so let's share the load. Okay, so now we're going to pick up a little bit of this shade in the middle here, the gorgeous duochrome, probably the star of the show for this palette. Ooh, oh, that picks up like really sparkly and dusty. That's really nice, and it picks up so nice on the brush as well. Look at that, it's like a little galaxy. Oh, I love that. So I'm popping that all over where I applied the glitter primer. That's so beautiful, look at that. Wow. And then because I only applied my glitter primer, say about just over a third of the way in, when I get out here it's not going to stick as much, which is nice because I want it to be scattered, as I said. Whatever's on the brush, I'm just kind of patting it over the rest of the lid so it just fades outwards. Ooh, that's gorgeous. A little bit weird, but I love it because we love weird. Okay, so with that shimmer being on here, I've lost a little bit of the black shadow just that's on the inner part in this inner part of the liner. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that black shade on that same little angled brush from the Lavender Look set, and just gonna kind of press it into my lashes. Not worried about the smokiness like the way out here. It doesn't bother me too much now that the shimmer is on. I just want to redefine it. Okay, this look is done for now. My inner corner could be my face highlight, could be this shimmer as well. More than likely might be this shimmer as well, but I don't really know until I've finished the look. Then I'll decide. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off the eyes, pop a pair of lashes on, and my cheeks are already done. Pop a lip on, and then I'll come back and let you know what I use on the rest of my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I feel sexy in this. Sexy smoky liner. I need to do a smoky liner more often. I don't do it as often, and I need to when I'm going out because this makes me feel sexy. Yeah, so let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, nothing major. I just popped my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0, which is teeny meeny tiny, so small, but I popped that on my waterline because my liner was already done. I didn't use anything else. And then I used my MAC Magic Extension Mascara on my top and my bottom lashes. For my false lashes, I used my Violet Voss Sexy and I Know It lashes, because they kind of have that flared wing and they're really dense, so they give that real deep lash line. That's what I really wanted for this look. Onto cheeks, I went in with my Benefit Dallas bronzer just to sculpt out my face a little bit. I think it's a blush, but I always say this. I'm pretty sure it's a blusher, but on me it's a bronzer. So, and then I'm not going to open this because it's going to go everywhere. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Blush in the shade Pink. It's just like a mauvey pink, and I pop that on my cheeks for a little bit of colour. And then for my highlight, I use one that's discontinued, but there's others out there that are quite similar to this. This is the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Let It Glow, which is like a white shimmer. Your Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb highlighter, the white one or clear one, that one would work. MAC's Double Gleam will work as well if you're quite pale. Just gives an icy look to the cheeks, that's all. Or a white eyeshadow, white shimmery eyeshadow, that'll work as well. And then onto lips, I knew I was going to do this lip colour. I was kind of thinking about this lip combo all day. So I went in with my MAC lip pencil in the shade Plum, which is like a plummy brown, just to line my lips. I slightly fill them in, and then when I put my liquid lipstick on, I relined it again just to make sure that the plumminess still comes through. For that liquid lipstick, I used my Black Moon Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Bones, which is like this gorgeous grey lilac kind of shade. Like it's a bit of a dead colour, but I love it. It's a great colour, and I think it makes the perfect colour for this look. And then I just wanted a little bit of gloss because I'm in a bit of a gloss moment. I'm in a gloss moment and a winged liner moment. They're my two things I'm into right now, and I don't know why. This is the Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Atta Girl, which is like a clear with blue and pink and kind of gold sparkles, which kind of matches that sparkle on top as well. So that's my face. Okay, so that is look number 1 for our gorgeous sexy winged liner. This is a very sexy palette. I feel very sultry when I use this palette, especially my first impressions as well. And yeah, I'm excited to get into my next look. I'm probably going to do a halo eye. I kind of have an idea already of what I want to use for the halo eye. But yeah, I'm loving this palette. Like the colours are so beautiful. The formula is beautiful as well. So yeah, I cannot wait to get into look number 2. Okay, so we're going to get into look number 2 with the Wild Jaguar palette. I am going to hold it like this. It normally looks like this because I don't want to blind you guys with the mirror down here. It doesn't flip all the way back. So we're just going to hold it this way. So I definitely want to use basically all the mattes. Maybe this one as well, but probably not. Definitely this to blend out into this, and then this to deepen up for a halo eye. That's what we're feeling because this just gives me a halo vibe. I'm probably going to use this guy, and then this is like a little pop down the middle of the halo But yeah, and probably a dark lip because I'm feeling a bit of a dark vibe today. My skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on. It's all listed down below, and then I'll add the rest later and let you know what I use then. So we're going to start with this burgundy shade here. And I'm going to take that on a brand new, ooh, she's so pretty, 221S from MAC. This guy here, small fluffy brush. I'm just picking up a little bit of that here, and we're just going to map out our halo. So this is going to be like the main kind of color of the crease. It's just going to be blended out with that lighter mauvey shade and then deepened up with the black. A little bit of that in here as well, starting on the outer corner and then bring it into the inner part. You can connect in the middle of the eye or the middle of the crease if you want to. I usually don't, so I'm not going to. But you want to leave enough space on the lid for the two colours. Okay, so once we have that mapped out, I'm going to take a Spectrum B07 brush, just a big fluffy brush, and this mauvey, dusty mauvey shade. And then with that, we're just going to start blending out the edge. With this shade, it'll kind of neutralize it down a little bit because it's a little bit more grey, and the other shade is a little bit warmer. But I quite like that. So we're just going to start softening out the edge of that burgundy. We can start pulling through the crease now. And then also blending out on this inner part in here. So just all the edges of that burgundy, and meet that in the middle as well. I don't want too much colour in the middle of the crease because the lighter it is down there, the more the halo takes effect. Okay, so once we have that, I'm going to go back in with that deep burgundy, and I'm just going to smoke the lower lash. I'm kind of just feeling that vibe. I haven't been feeling to halo the lower lash recently, so we're just going to do this. We're going to take a number 7 smoky eye brush, just a teeny weeny little pencil brush, and we're just going to run that super close to the lashes, all across that lower lash, and connect to the outer corner as always. I'm loving this colour. This is like my favourite colour in the whole palette, I think. Oh my god. Okay, so now we're going back in with that mauvey shade, and I'm taking that on an e.l.f. I think this is like an outer V brush or a crease brush or something like that it's called, but it's just like a little pencil brush. Just going to take some of that mauvey shade, and we're just going to smoke, like what we did on the top, out that lower lash line. If you're wondering where I got my mirror, I got it in a Colourpop mystery box. Make sure you connect your blend out here as well, because that helps really pull it together. Okay, we're looking beautiful and smoky. I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer. Again, there's still some in it and I don't know how. Just going to take a small bit of that and take that on a Beauty Bay BB207 brush. So just their flat brush. And that's just going to go down the middle of this part of the eye, just where we're going to set our shimmers down. Okay, so then we're going to take this gunmetal sort of shade up here above that burgundy. It's not upside down, by the way. I was going to hold it upside down the whole thing, but I can just cover it that way. So we're just going to take that on the same brush. I just wiped off a little bit of the excess glitter primer. And this is going to go either side of that halo. So right next to the burgundy. Oh, it's not even like a gunmetal. It's kind of like a dark smoky pewter sort of shade. There's like a little bit of warmth in it, so just start overlapping that into the burgundy, and then we're going to take a little bit more and pop that on this side beside the burgundy, and just leave a little gap down the middle for that light kind of duochrome. Okay, so now I'm just picking up a small little flat brush. This is a little Charles Fox brush, and we're going to take that center shade there, the duochrome, and we're going to pop that down that middle little section just for a little pop of color, but also dimension. It's not necessarily like much brighter, but it just gives this little purple flash down the middle. The base of the duochrome kind of has a grey to it as well, so the blend of this should be quite easy. I usually just like wiggle my brush over the edges to give it a little blend. Okay, and then just to add to the grunge a little bit, I'm going to take that same duochrome and we're going to pop that on the inner corner. Yes, it's got quite a dark base. I may put a little bit of my face highlight over top of it just to brighten a little bit, but I want that purpleness there. Okay, quite a simple look. Quite a quick look as well. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off the eyes, pop my lashes on, do my cheeks, do a lip, probably a dark lip because that's the vibe we're going for right now. And yeah, I'm gonna come back and let you know what I use on the rest of my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off my look. I'm very happy with how this look turned out, but I did add something to my eyes that I forgot to do in the video because I don't know why I didn't think of it, even though I said I was going to do it. I added a little bit of the black, the matte black up here, and all I did was tiny little dabs here dabs here, and then I just slightly smoked my lower lash a tiny bit more. Nothing too technical, exactly like how I applied the burgundy, but just a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. And yeah, it just added a little bit more vintage drama to the eye. I feel very vintage at this. So to finish off the eyes, I didn't do any upper lash line liner because I don't usually when I'm doing my halos. Instead, I just did my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in the shade Crave, which is like a really dark black, brown, purple. It's kind of like all three mixed together. But I just popped that on my waterline and made sure it's smoked into the shadows on the lower lash. My mascara then is my MAC Magic Extension mascara. It's nearly done. I'd say I get the end of the week out of it and then I'm done with this one. And then my lashes are the Violet Voss lashes in the style I Want It That Way. That's the box off them there. But they're like super spiky and choppy, really dense in the lower lash, but they can go kind of longer in the middle, which kind of adds to that rounded effect of the halo. For cheeks, my contour is its actual contour as well. This is the MAC Powder Blush, even though it's not a blush. This is Next to Skin, which nearly looks like my skin, but it's a bit more, like a little bit darker and a little bit more grey tone. So I just contoured up with that. My blush then, I just want something super simple to give it a little bit of warmth to the cheeks. This is Warm Soul Blush from MAC. It's one of the mineral blushes, my favourite blush from MAC. I love that one. And then my highlight, I decided to go for something that's just easy, very reliable, and I love how it looks. This is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb How Many Carats highlighter. It's just like clear and just gives it really glowy sparkle to the cheeks, but it's like clear, like there's no actual colour to it. It's not too silver, it just kind of disappears when it's not in the light and then it hits the light and then it comes back out again. Onto lips, I went in with the MAC Lip Pencil in Plum, which is like a plummy brown lip liner, and just lined lips, filled them in as well. And then onto lips I use the Sephora, what is this called? What are you called? Cream Lip Stain in the shade Blackberry Sorbet. Just that colour there. Pop that all over and that's what gives me a real vintage sort of feel to the look. Alrighty, so that is our look. That's our two looks as well. I'm really loving this palette. I'm surprised how much I really like this, even though there's not that many mattes in the palette. I probably would swap maybe like one of these, or even like the purple, because we've got that duochrome there out, for another matte, maybe a more purpley matte, or even a pale shimmer or something like that. Like definitely swap this for a pale shimmer and then have this as like a matte that's more purple. I don't know. Or even like a grey matte. I know that's kind of grey, but I don't know. I feel like you're kind of limited with the mattes, but the mattes you have work really well. As I said, I've been loving that, and that burgundy matte here is like my favourite shade in the whole palette, as well as the duochrome in the middle. So I want to know down in the comments below, what is your favourite look of this look and my first look? What do you prefer? I don't really know. I felt super glam in that smoky wing that I did, but I'm really loving this vibe. I feel very vampy and, as I said, quite vintage as well. So I don't really know. So you let me know down below and I'll go with whatever you guys vote for. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, to get me around to more people, and also let me know that you liked the video, and I will continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming up. We've got more first impressions, more two looks on palettes, more looks one palettes as well. I have one planned out. More declutters, because the declutters are happening. That series has started and I'm going to be getting into decluttering my collection, reorganizing my collection as well. And yeah, just a lot of fun stuff coming up. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below, as well as my TikTok. On my Instagram I post all my up close pictures of my look, of my full face and my up close eyes, and my TikTok is down there as well to see a little bit more content from me for my looks. So go follow both of those down below. And I think that's everything from me, guys. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.